Welcome all NOSSCAR fans. We have an exciting night of action for you on Truck Tuesday here, hosted on NASCAR Heat 3. It is night number 1, the opening night of the 2019 NOSSCAR Truck Series playoffs, and the drivers are getting set to go. In fact, they have already started at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're working on bringing you coverage of the big race at Vegas. It's the Jackpot 200. And a win for one of the playoff drivers gets them on to the next round. There's a lot at stake. It's championship season. And the green flag has been shown. 22 trucks on the track here today at Las Vegas. A lot of quick times in the qualifying session being laid down, and it was Info in the number 88 machine winning the pole, and he leads the way. He is one of the 12 playoff drivers. Oh, and he overdrove the corner a little bit there. He goes up and makes contact with the wall. He's going to lose the lead to his teammate Keith Ayers in the 98 machine. And also Dakota Bro sneaks on by in the 52. 47, the 98, the 88, the 52, the 41, the 49, the 2, the 99, the 92, the 21, the 87, and the 20. Those trucks are playoff trucks. 12 drivers make the playoffs in the NOSSCAR Truck Series, and you're watching some of the best on the NASCAR Heat 3 video game battle it out for a NOSSCAR B-Division championship. It's Keith Ayers leading the way. Dakota Bro's been on fire in the NOSSCAR Truck Series. 3 wins. He enters the playoffs as the 4th seed driver. Very comfortable cushion above the cutoff line. 3 races here in the round of 12. And only the top 8 advance. Nice pass by Dakota to take the 2nd position away from Jordan Roughton in the number 75 machine. Only has a couple of Truck Series starts under his belt, but definitely showing that he can run up front and contend for the wins. He's got a veteran driver right behind him, and it's a playoff driver as well. The highest running non-playoff driver is in 3rd place. Info made a mistake earlier in this race in the 88, and now he's trying to come back to the front. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Going into turn 3, they sorted it out, kinda. Info is going to take the 2nd position away. Dakota Bro's going to stay in 3rd in the number 52 blue Chevy Silverado. Comes into this race, the 5th driver, 5th seed, 12 playoff points, 2 wins. A lot of the fans on social media pointed to him to be one of the favorites to win the championship here in 2019. But if you've been following the 2019 NOSSCAR Truck Series season, you know that it's been mostly this man leading the charge and putting on a racing clinic here. It's Jimmy Best in the number 47 truck. 3 wins. He's the number 1 seed driver coming in. 22 playoff points. That's 1 extra playoff point over Keith Ayers, who's currently leading this race. And remember, there's a lot at stake in these races. If you win, you're in. You advance to the next round. There's a good look at Keith. He's got one win this season, but what's been most impressive about his performance this season has been his consistency to finish in the top 5 and earn these playoff points with the top 3 finishes and stage wins. Very unique point system here in the world of NASCAR. The race winner gets 3 playoff points. Second and third place finishers receive 1 playoff point each, so consistency and coming up just a little bit short of the win truly does pay off, and it gives the drivers a bit of incentive to not wreck each other battling for the win. You kind of hold on to it and get some playoff points. Dakota leading the charge here, 52 machine. This is the second group of trucks. Keith Ayers just on his own out there. Now it looks like Dakota and Info and the number 88 machine and Jordan Roughton are working together to make a charge at the race leader. We've documented all season long how powerful the draft is on the NASCAR Heat 3 video game, especially at these bigger tracks. And it looks like Dakota and Info have paired up because they're starting to put a bit of a gap in between themselves and Jordan Roughton, who's running in the 4th position. There's a look at CD Derby. He joined the NASCAR Truck Series season late in the going, late to the party. And because of that, he fell short by points. Currently the highest driver outside of the playoffs, in 13th in the point standings. Nothing to be ashamed of, and he's out here trying to have a good day, and he's having a good one so far. He's inside the top 10. He's got a couple of playoff drivers in front of him. That was Timmy Brown in the 21 truck. He is a playoff driver, and he is on pit road. Jade Burr, Nick Donfrancesco, 2 playoff drivers and a former race winner from earlier this season, all on pit road. I believe that's the 33 machine of Peyton Larson. It is. He comes off pit road, right onto the track. I guess it was clear, no penalties called. And there's a whole heap of trucks on pit road now. Dakota Bro in the 52, Jimmy Best in the 47, Jason Armstrong in the 49. Oh, excuse me, that's not Jason Armstrong, rather. That is the 45 truck. Speaking of Jason Armstrong, there he is in the 49 truck, right behind Kenny Adair in the 92. Kenny, a playoff driver, won the Tailgate 250, the very first race of the season, to lock himself into the playoffs. Already committed to a full-time program throughout the season by that point, so the win was really a big moment for him. The defending NASCAR Truck Series champion went winless in 2018. And came out in 2019 and won the first race of the season. Yeah, pit road is a busy place. A lot of these drivers stayed out a couple of extra laps over the playoff contenders. Nothing to lose at this point. There's Info coming back onto the racing surface after a pit stop. We'll have to see where it all shakes out for you. Keep in mind, we've only got 11 laps to go here in stage 1, so I believe that they've made their one and only pit stop. of the stage, and remember the top 5 get points, and that's going to be key. We talked about that in the pre-race show. Throughout the playoffs, it's going to be it's going to have a lot to do with the stage points. That's going to really help some of these guys stay above the cut line. Following along with your race leader, that is Keith Ayers in the number 98 machine. Ford F-150. No damage to that truck right now. Having a solid day. This is exactly how you want to open the 2019 truck playoffs. You definitely want to go out and lead some laps and show that you're capable of winning this thing. Get the confidence and the momentum going in your team. Came in as the leader, came out as the leader. And this is the battle for second. Jordan Routon in the 75 trying to hold off playoff contender Dakota Bro in the number 52. Right behind them is Info, another playoff contender in the number 88 truck. Has a perfect view of this battle for position. Dakota takes second. Info looks to the inside, definitely the preferred groove for making a pass here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We think the top might come in a little bit later on, we'll have to see. And put the 2 playoff contenders back in front of Jordan Routon. Second and third. Now Info with the power move. Takes the runner-up spot from Dakota Bro. We've seen these two battle for the positions up front throughout the entire season. Right now, they're all trying to chase down Keith Ayers, leading the way. And actually, when you look at the lap times, the leaderboards here, he's definitely putting down the fastest laps of anybody else on the racetrack right now. And he is comfortably in the lead. Nobody bothering him behind him. No traffic in front of him. In fact, it appears that he's not going to catch any traffic before the end of the stage. Then again, I've been wrong before. Pardon me. In this group of trucks, it's being led by the number 51 of Michael Birch. He has a win this season and he's locked into the playoffs. Oh, excuse me, check that, I have that mistaken. Nevertheless, Michael Birch leading this pack, Jay Burr right behind him, and this is all inside the top 10. Nick Don Francesco starting to come back towards the front. Jimmy Best trying to go with him. Jimmy Best looking to the outside, seeing if it's going to work, and in fact Jade Burr goes up to block him. That opens the door for Nick Francesco on the bottom, and they're 3 wide on the back straightaway. Hold going into turn 3. Jade Burr had to lift. There's no grip all the way up there against the wall. He might have grazed the wall just a little bit. Nick Francesco gained the most out of that situation. Jimmy Best was the one that forced it 3 wide, but he did it in the safest way possible, I guess. Timmy Brown just put Jordan Roughton in the wall. Dripped it up into the side of the 75 and up into the wall went the 75. No major damage to the right side of that machine. No damage on the right side of this machine either. Keith Ayres dominating here in stage 1. And it's been well documented, actually. Keith Ayres won the 2018 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series race at Homestead, the finale of the season. He was not a playoff driver, so he did not win the championship that day. But he got his first win at Homestead, and he dominated that race. So a lot of fans and a lot of drivers racing against him think that if he makes the Final Four at Homestead, he's going to be very tough to beat on that day. Stage 1 is in the history books. Keith Ayres, gets the stage win. Info in the 88 in second, Dakota Bro in third in the 52. Hard-fought stage for these drivers. Not too many drivers went a lap down in that one. We're going to have a lot of trucks still on the lead lap. Remember, 22 drivers started the event. It was Keith Ayres walking away with the stage victory. Now we're going to stack them up 2 by 2. 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles on all these trucks. A little bit of damage repaired for some, I'm sure. We're racing once again here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They thunder into turn 1. Still for the most part 2 by 2. Ayres holds on to the lead for now. He's got Dakota Bro right behind him. Dakota making a move to the bottom. It's a battle for the lead, and they were thinking about 3 wide for third. Oh, I think the 52 led that lap. Info gets clear of the craziness, and Timmy Brown in the 21 just got up into the side of somebody, and around goes the 45. There's a bit of a tussle on the back straightaway. A couple of trucks involved deeper in the field. They're fired up now and moving. I didn't quite see exactly how Timmy Brown got out of shape, but he did, and he went up into the side of one of those guys. And around he went. He is a playoff driver. Up front, the battle for the lead getting juicy. Keith trying to hold off Dakota. Nick Francesco goes behind the 98. The 24 and the 52 are teammates. The 88 and the 98 are teammates. And they're not working together. They've all split up and they're working for themselves in championship season. I think whatever line that has the most trucks is going to be the quickest one, even if it is the outside. Oh, it's getting dicey. They were almost side by side again for the lead. Keith Ayers almost found a way to get back to the bottom of Dakota Bro. While all of this is happening, Jimmy Best in the 47 has cleared a couple of those trucks, and he has moved into the 5th position comfortably. He's got a gap about 10 or 12 car lengths behind these four. Keith Ayers drops to the back of this pack. It just really wasn't working out in that groove. Draft being a big factor in how the race unwinds, I guess I should say. Comes Keith to the bottom of Nick Francesco. It doesn't look like Keith is going to play ball. He doesn't want to drive single file and draft. He wants to get back to the front where he was before. He dominated stage 1. He was able to break free of that draft. He was able to cruise away. Looking to do it again. Remember, the stage winner gets a playoff point, and those playoff points are so valuable as you move and advance through the rounds. Try to guarantee yourself a spot for the next round. Jade Burr not running where he wants to be, I'm sure of it. Expected a lot out of Jade Burr. He was definitely one of the favorites to win the championship here. He's running in the 10th position right now, right behind Trey Hollywood in the 87. That's Jason Armstrong just in front of him in 8th. Kenny Adair in the 92 just in front of them in 7th. These are all playoff drivers. Nice move by Jade Burr to get in front of Trey Hollywood. Every point matters here in the playoffs. Jason Armstrong got around Kenny Adair. Jade Burr looking to do the same. Trey Hollywood thought about it. He's going to run the middle groove through 1 and 2. Armstrong went up and actually made contact with the outside wall a little bit. That opened the door for Jade Burr. Here comes the 41. 3 positions in 2 laps, Jade Burr. Oh, they're 3 wide there in turns 3 and 4. I don't know. Oh, it worked. It worked all right. And they're all playoff drivers in that group, except for Jordan Roughton in the 75. This is good spirited competition and battle for position here. Been doing it all season long. Meanwhile, back up front, the lead has changed multiple times since we've went away, but we just wanted to make sure that we gave some other drivers some camera time and covered what they're up to. And right now it's Nick Francesco in the 24 leading the race, Dakota Bro in the 52, in 2nd, Keith Ayers in the 98 in 3rd, and that's Info in the number 88 Ford F-150 in 4th. The truck you see creeping into the picture a little bit behind them is Jimmy Best in the number 47. He got free of the traffic about, I'd say about 8 or 9 laps ago, and since then, he's actually gained a little bit of ground on these guys. They've been busy battling for the position and battling for the lead. That's allowed the 47 to gain some ground, and he's on his way. Oh, Dakota went up the hill, and Keith gets by. Dakota stays on the racetrack. Keith stays on the racetrack. So Info and Nick Don Francesco are on pit road. There they are. Michael Birch in the 51 on pit road as well. Was a busy place. It's still a busy place. Here comes Thomas Geyer in the 02. He's on pit road. The cycle of pit stops. Don Francesco out front. Keith Ayers in second. Info in third. Pardon me. Timmy Brown in fourth. Check that. Never mind. Pit cycle has not been completed. Timmy Brown actually coming to pit road this time by. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the first race of the 2019 NASCAR Truck Series playoffs, hosted here on NASCAR Heat 3. 12 hungry NASCAR Truck Series playoff drivers on the racetrack here today at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And 22 drivers in total started the event. You're looking at the race leader, Nick Don Francesco, about to put a lap there on Dash in the number 45 machine. Nick Don Francesco, not a playoff driver. He did not participate in the minimum amount of races required during the regular season to be eligible for the playoffs, despite capturing a win. Gotta participate in 15 regular season races to be eligible for the 7 playoff race system. 12 drivers make the playoffs, 7 playoff races in total, and my goodness, that was a close miss between Thomas Geyer in the 02 and Nick Francesco in the 24. Thomas got a little bit out of shape back there, and that was a really close call. There is Thomas Geyer. Got a little bit of damage after that incident, but he's gathered it back up, and he is still soldiering on. Kenny Adair in the 92 right behind him. Kenny is a playoff driver. Has that win at Daytona earlier this season. The leaders working their way through the traffic. Don Francesco in the 24, trying to spoil the party here. For the playoff drivers, Info is the highest running playoff driver in the 2nd position in that 88 truck. Drivers on their final lap here in stage number 2. Remember, it's the top 5 that get the stage points. Keith Ayers in 3rd, Jimmy Best in 4th. You're looking at them right now. They're going to be getting some of those stage points here shortly. There's Jason Armstrong, there's Dakota Bro and Jay Burr. There's the end of stage number 2. The green and white checkers have been shown. Info takes the stage win with a big move on the final lap, and we missed it. Oh man, that's horrible that we missed it. And Info takes the stage win, a valuable playoff point for him. Nick Francesco finishes in 2nd. Keith Ayers 3rd, Jimmy Best in 4th, and it appears Jason Armstrong finishes in 5th. Final opportunity for these drivers to make adjustments and take tires and repair any damage that they have under a caution. 22 drivers started the event, and I might have to double check, but we might have all 22 still out there. The green flag has been shown to these drivers, and we're racing again at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Final stage. They're 2x2. They're roaring into turn 1 right now. Teammates on the bottom in the Ford F-150s giving the bump draft to each other. Jason Armstrong trying to go with them. It's for the bottom lane, getting the big push here on the restart. Just as I say that, Nick Francesco in the 24 and Jimmy Best in the 47 making moves up there. Trying to stay side by side with Keith Ayers for the 2nd position. Three wide for 2nd, coming out of turn 2. Jimmy Best does it again. Goes right up the middle, and he's actually going to take P2. What a power move by the 47. was Caleb Lopez in the 54. He was just in the top 10 a moment ago. He lost a couple of spots there, got into the wall. Having a good run, still a contender here in the final stage. A lot of trucks still on the lead lap. One of them coming to pit road, actually. Looks like Trey Hollywood in the 83. Looking at Jason Armstrong in the 49. It was a big moment for him earlier this season. He captured a win. Captured the win at Chicagoland with a really nice performance throughout stage 1 and 2 and a good fuel strategy in the final stage. Added 3 playoff points to his total. Info leads Jimmy Best in second, Jay Burr in third. We haven't talked about Jay Burr too much in this race. Suddenly you find his green and white number 41 Ford F-150 running in third. You're looking at him right now. He's got Don Francesco behind him. Right now it's the top 3 that are playoff drivers. Might be top 4 shortly. That's Keith Ayers making a move on the inside of Nick Don Francesco. But we've seen Nick Don Francesco stay strong and committed to the outside line and find speed while doing it. Jason Armstrong, Kenny Adair right there with them in 6th and 7th. You're looking at a 7-car pack, excuse me, a 7-truck pack rather, battling for the lead essentially. They're a little bit spread out right now, but when Jason Armstrong and Keith Ayers got into each other a little bit, it might have been the result of a connection issue. I'm really not too sure. Whoa, Nick Don Francesco got out of shape there, and I'm not exactly sure what happened to him, but he's going to lose a few positions. Now going down the back straightaway, Jay Burr up to 3rd, Keith Ayers to 4th, Jason Armstrong to 5th, and it looks like Kenny Adair's going to make the move and take 6th as well. The top 6 trucks out there in the running order are all playoff drivers. Info leading, Jimmy Best in 2nd. Keith Ayers and Jay Burr battling for 3rd and 4th. Jason Armstrong in 5th. Kenny Adair 6th. The top 6 are playoff contenders. Nick Don Francesco trying to spoil the party. He is the highest running non-playoff driver at this time, the number 24 in 7th. Battle for the lead heating up a little bit here. Info trying to hold off Jimmy Best, and they're actually starting to put a little bit of distance in between themselves and Jay Burr. Maybe because they're still trying to settle who's going to take 3rd position. Keith Ayers still trying to get to the inside of the 41, his teammate. Teammates running 1, 3, and 4 right now. That's how you know you're doing something right, when you've got a lot of trucks in your organization making the playoffs and finishing strong every week. Your program is where it needs to be. Just a little bit outside of the top 10. Oh, and Dakota Bro in the 52 went through the grass and up onto the racetrack. Hard contact with the outside wall right near the start-finish line, and he is a playoff contender. the number 4 seed driver amongst the 12 playoff drivers. Big trouble for him here in the final stage. A whole lot of damage to the front end of that Chevy Silverado, and that's a tough break because he's had a whole lot of momentum and a whole lot of great results here in recent weeks. He was hoping for that to carry over into the playoffs, and it appears it's not going to be the day for him here. Back up front, we're going to keep our eye on the battle for the lead. Info in the 88, trying to hold off Jimmy Best in the 47 still. Now the only difference is Jay Burr and Keith Ayers have run them down, so now Jimmy's got to play a little bit of defense here. Jay Burr, Jimmy Best not teammates, so there's going to be definitely some passes made. There's some moves made. There was a move there. Jimmy Best takes the lead going into turn 3. It was a power move to the inside, if I've ever seen one. And the 47 is out front. Pardon me. I think that once Jimmy realized that, you know, staying behind him and drafting with Info was not working and getting any distance on the others, I think that's when he decided he was going to start trying to make a move, and he got a good run out of the corner. Got to the inside of the 88 and put the Toyota Tundra out front, and now pit stops beginning for the leaders. Jay Burr dived on to pit road, along with Keith Ayers in the 98. Jordan Roughton in the 75. A couple of starts here in the NOSSCAR Truck Series under his belt. He's on pit road as well. Now pit road beginning to be a very busy place. 22 trucks started the event, so it's been a busy place every time. We've had a cycle of pit stops much like this one. Jimmy Best surrenders the race lead, comes to pit road. Info in the 88 comes to pit road as well. Timmy Brown in the 21, another playoff contender, is on pit road. CD Derby in the number 8. Approaching his pit stall now. Here goes the 52 down pit road and into his pit stall. The 47, the 88, and the 24 all leaving pit road together. Jimmy very smart, utilizing how wide the track is, and he actually will be side by side with Info on the back straightaway because of this. And they stay in front of Keith Ayers and Jay Burr. So once the rest of the pit stops cycle through, actually I'm getting a report that they have. Info leads, Jimmy Best in second, Keith Ayers right there with him. That's the last of them. Jason Armstrong just got back onto the racetrack in the 49. Stayed out a couple of extra laps, led a few. There is no bonus point for leading laps or leading the most laps, just because it is hard to obtain that data on NASCAR Heat 3. It's not something the game keeps track of during the online races. Battle for the lead, is he really heating up? Oh, there was contact between the 47 and the 88. They both held on to it. Jimmy had to chase the truck down near the white line there for a moment. Four of the top 5 are playoff drivers. touched on this a lot earlier in the broadcast. There's a lot at stake here. A win and you're in. You win a race and you advance to the next round in the playoffs, and you also still pick up an extra 3 playoff points along with it. Right now it's Keith Ayers showing the way, and remember back in stage 1 when he got to the lead, he was able to walk away and he won stage 1. Now he's looking to capitalize on obtaining the race lead again. Perhaps doing the same thing. He's already got a couple of truck lengths in between himself and his teammate Info and the number 88 machine. Here comes Nick Francesco to the bottom looking for third. Side by side down the back straightaway, Jay Burr right behind them in the 41. The top 5 are all right near each other. Jordan Roughton in the 75 as the driver creeping up on him behind him. He runs in the 6th position. Jason Armstrong in 7th. I believe it's BJ Thomas running in 8th. We haven't spoken much about BJ. He's a playoff driver as well. And you're looking at the battle for the 7th and 8th positions between 2 playoff contenders, BJ Thomas in the 99, running in 8th, trying to get around Jason Armstrong in the 49. He caught him a couple of laps ago, and then he kind of lost him here. Jay Burr is in danger of losing the draft with the front 4 a little bit. We've talked all season long about how powerful the draft is, especially at tracks this size. It's definitely played a role into who's led laps and who's run where here today. Without a dancing partner out there, you lose a lot of time to the race leaders, and a couple of trucks have went a lap down to that. "45 laps to go here in the Jackpot 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. If you're just joining us on YouTube, this is the very first playoff race for the 2019 NASCAR Truck Series season, hosted on NASCAR Heat 3. 22 drivers entered today's race. 12 of them were playoff contenders. We're going to take a short break from commentary. Glad you're with us on NASCAR Truck Series Tuesday. Hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying the action, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see who wins the championship later this season at Homestead. Only 7 playoff races, so we're 3 weeks away. Excuse me, 4 races. It's 4 weeks away rather from crowning a champion. Oh, and before we go, Nick Francesco in the 24. There was some contact made, and around goes the 24 into the grass, and now Info in the 88 is into the wall as well. Oh no, we're getting a report that Keith Ayers is having connection issues, and he is the reason why those two had issues. pit road too. That's a tough break. Gene Burr on pit road. Keith Ayers on pit road. Jimmy Best is still rolling here. Jason Armstrong still on the racetrack. Going silent here in the commentary booth for a short break. You're watching NASCAR Truck Series, you're watching NASCAR Truck Series playoff action right here on the NASCAR YouTube channel, hosted on NASCAR Heat 3. We'll be right back. Update after the cycle of green flag pit stops. Your race leader is Keith Ayers in the 98, Jay Burr, his teammate, in the 41, green Ford F-150 right behind him in second, and it is Jimmy Best in the number 47, running in third. With the non-playoff contender of the 75 machine, driven by Jordan Roughton, running in fourth. That is your top four. We will let you know more shortly when we come back to full commentary. You're watching NOSSCAR Truck Series playoff action hosted on NASCAR Heat 3 and live broadcasted right here on the NOSSCAR YouTube channel. Stay with us. as of right now, we're back with full commentary here, by the way. And as of right now, Jimmy Best in the number 47 truck is your race leader, but he's going to surrender that spot and come to pit road for what could be his final pit stop of the race. A whole lot of front end damage to the 47, so I've definitely missed something. I believe this leaves Jason Armstrong as the race leader, and he's battling with BJ Thomas for the race lead. Keep in mind they have not made their scheduled pit stop quite yet. Let's see if one of them comes down pit road this time or not. And neither of them do. Oh, BJ Thomas did, and he did a great job doing it. So this leaves Jason Armstrong on the track to lead a couple of more laps here. Could be some strategy in play. Timmy Brown leaving pit road, Trey Hollywood in the 87 truck. Leaving pit road, Trey Hollywood, we haven't spoken much about him all race long. He is a playoff driver. There he is. Running inside the top 10 all race long. Still is. Once the cycle of pit stops completes. Jason Armstrong surrenders the race lead. He comes down pit road. Kenny Adair in the 92 truck still on the racetrack as well. He is currently the race leader, but he's about 24 seconds behind Jason Armstrong. Now Kenny Adair in the 92 comes down pit road as well. The 92 is actually just in front of Jason Armstrong. There you see him leaving pit road, so he came down pit road the lap before, surrendered the runner-up spot. When this all cycles through, it's going to be Jimmy Best in the 47 leading the race. "20 laps to go. Laps to go. Jimmy Best leads the race. Jordan Roughton in the 75 machine runs in second. Jason Armstrong is in third. BJ Thomas is in fourth. Nick Donfrancesco in fifth. Check that, BJ Thomas in third. He made the pass just a moment ago on Jason Armstrong when Jason was coming out of pit road. Not a bad day though for Jason Armstrong. We didn't speak about him much in stage 1 and 2. Much like Trey Hollywood, just held around 6th and 7th for most of the day actually. Here he is running in 4th in the closing laps of the very first playoff race. See, he knows a win and you're in. He knows the rule very well. But he also knows if he shows good consistency throughout the playoffs, he can get to the Final Four, and he's done it before. He made the Final Four in the 2018 NASCAR Truck Series season. 2 wins that season. He's got 1 win this season. Looking to match his personal best. But if he's going to do that, he's got to run down Jimmy Best in a very short amount of time. 18 laps to go. The gap between the 47 and the 75 getting a little bit smaller. Jordan Roughton trying to reel in Jimmy Best. Spoil the party for the playoff driver. Jimmy comes into this race as the number 1 seeded playoff driver based on playoff points. 3 wins, 22 playoff points. just saw Nick Francesco in the 24 come down pit road. So evidently he could not make it to the distance. Jay Burr and Keith Ayers and more coming down pit road. So this very well might be their final pit stop of the race. Francesco at the 24 he saw in his pit stall there. Caleb Lopez looks like he's done for the day. His truck is parked down motionless. So is Dustin Franklin in the number 83 truck, and that is huge. Dustin Franklin, normally a contender here for the win in the NOSSCAR Truck Series, and he is off course. See, this wave of drivers that we just saw make pit stops, they're the short pitters. There's different strategies being deployed here late in the final stage here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. There's Thomas Geyer in the 02 truck, the white and blue Chevy Silverado that came down pit road there a moment ago. Jimmy Best in the 47 still leads this race. The gap seems to be holding station at about, let's say at about a second here, less than a second at times between himself and Jordan Roughton. Jordan only a couple of NOSSCAR Truck Series starts on his record, and he's within sniffing distance of capturing his first career win. Might be a valuable difference between these two, actually. Jimmy Best in the 47 trying to win the championship and looking for a good day. Jordan Roughton not going for the championship. Definitely can afford to take more risks than your current race leader. Oh, Thomas Geyer coming off pit road. He was up to full speed, so there won't be any penalty for it, but he definitely took the preferred groove away from your race leader. So now the top five are Jimmy Best, Jordan Roughton, BJ Thomas, Jason Armstrong, and Kenny Adair in the 92. His pit strategy has put him into the 5th position. Keep in mind he was running inside the top 12 for most of the day. But he's also close to going one lap down. He's only a couple of trucks in front of your race leader. BJ Thomas, we haven't shown him on camera too much today, but he's having a good run, running in the 3rd position. Remember, the top 3 positions at the end of the race, they pay out the playoff points. So he's looking good right now. And BJ Thomas could use some playoff points. He's got 4 playoff points for the beginning of the playoffs, and he was saying to me just the other day that he wouldn't mind being seeded a little bit higher in the point standings, and the only way to achieve that is to get some more playoff points. He's in a good position for that today. Here's Kenny Adair running in the 5th position. Tailgate 250 winner at the beginning of the season, locked himself into the playoffs. Defending champion, having a good run here today. He's got Keith Ayers right behind him, though. Oh, and Jimmy Best in the 47 is on pit road. Jordan Roughton in the 75 on pit road as well. And this is all with 7 laps to go. As of right now, it's Jason Armstrong and the number 49 machine leading this race, and he's only got 6 laps remaining. The question is, can he make it to the end of the race? BJ Thomas coming off of pit road, so he's been on and off pit road, and he and Jason Armstrong have been on very similar pit strategies, only differing by a lap or two, so that means Armstrong is close to making his scheduled pit stop, I would think. Here he comes. Armstrong can't make it the distance. We're going to keep an eye on him and see where he comes off pit road in relation to Jimmy Best in the 47, because it's going to come down to those two. Out of all the drivers on that strategy, it's Jimmy Best leading the way. Right now he's shown in third. That's because Jason Armstrong and Kenny Adair have yet to come to pit road. When you saw Jimmy go by, there he is in the yellow and blue 47, so he will be in front of Armstrong. So that puts Jimmy Best back out front. He's got the lead, and there's only a handful of laps left here at Las Vegas. He's looking to punch his ticket to the round of 8. Remember, 12 drivers make the playoffs here in the NASCAR Truck Series. So they're not trying to punch their ticket to the round of 4 or the round of 6 or anything like this. They're trying to get into the round of 8. Keep their championship hopes alive. 3 laps to go. We can tell you that Jason Armstrong is in second, and he's trying to keep BJ Thomas in the 99 behind him. They're battling for second and third. They've got Jordan Roughton in the 75 right behind them, and that's the driver running in fourth. Oh, and Armstrong on old tires. We know he took fuel only. He loses the second position. In fact, BJ Thomas loses the second position as well. Put Jordan Roughton up into the second spot. Jimmy Best coming around, and when he does, he'll see the white flag to signal the final lap of the first playoff race of 2019. He's got nobody on his tailgate. He's only got one truck in front of him, and I don't think he'll catch him before the end of the race. It's Thomas Geyer in the 02. He dominated most of the 2019 NASCAR Truck Series season. He very well might be the favorite to win the championship. He's definitely the #1 seed, and he advances to the round of 8. Jimmy Best wins the Jackpot 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 4th win in his NASCAR Truck Series career, and 4th win of the season. Jordan Roughton, with his best career NASCAR Truck Series finish, finishes in second. He breaks up the playoff drivers' party. BJ Thomas in third, Jason Armstrong in fourth. Nick Don Francesco rounds out the top 5. 22 drivers started in the race. And if you would like to see full race results, head over to NOSSCAR.com/truck series by tomorrow night. It'll be updated, it'll be there. We're going to hear from your race winner here. We're on our way down to Victory Lane. Man, what a race. Couldn't ask for a better way to kick off the NOSSCAR Truck Series playoffs. There we go. Joining us now here in Victory Lane, well, we're actually joining him for the fourth time. We're meeting you here in Victory Lane. It's Jimmy Best, driver of the number 47 Toyota Tundra. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us after your race. It was an exciting one out there.
It was a very exciting race out there. There was a lot of hard racing, side-by-side action. There was, at one point, the top, like, 6 or 7 were all within, like, 0.8 of a second. It was pretty antsy out there.
In the final stage, there was a whole lot of different pit strategies unfolding. Were you sure the whole time that you were on the right one? We had guys short pitting, we had guys waiting until the last possible drop of fuel to make their pit stop, and you seemed to be kind of in the middle.
I had an idea going into the last stage of how many laps were left, and I could figure out my pit strategy based off of that. But then again, if you also got wrecked, your whole pitch strategy just went right out the window. So you also have to be kind of cautious about that. But once I was able to get through most of those wrecks and stay right where I was at, I knew my pitch strategy was going to be pretty good.
You were the number 1 seeded driver in the playoffs entering, and you still are based on playoff points. So all eyes and all fingers were pointed at you. Does that pressure help you, or does it hinder you?
It motivates me because it makes me want to go out there and get more wins, more playoff points, so I can give myself a better cushion going into the next round. Because the next round is going to be it's tough. I mean, Martinsville, Texas, and ISM. Those are 3 tracks that everyone's going to be racing hard at. And there's other people that want to go out there and get wins, and they rightfully deserve to go out there and get some wins if they're not fighting for a championship.
Yeah, there's 12 playoff drivers for the NOSSCAR Truck Series. It's a little bit different than the real-life NASCAR Truck Series. Do you think that makes it harder, more drivers out there to have to finish better then?
It does make it a little more harder because there's a lot of fast drivers in this league, and then you have to make sure you're able to stay right with them. And if you're able to beat them, you got to use those few points that you gain to your advantage and keep trying to make up points. I mean, it's just very tough.
Congratulations, you're on to the round of 8.
Thank you very much.
That was Jimmy Best, driver of the 47, celebrating here with his pit crew in Victory Lane. It was a phenomenal race, actually. We saw a little bit of everything. We saw 3 wide on more than one occasion. Saw beating and banging and bumping. We saw a single file cruising. Saw a 2-car tango, and we saw teammates working against each other, working with the enemy. Gonna get a runner-up finisher in here by the name of Jordan Roughton. Joining me now in the NOSSCAR commentary booth, Jordan Roughton, driver of the number 75 truck, finishing second in the first playoff race of the season. And I know that you're not a playoff driver, Jordan, but you definitely went out there and proved your point. You can run up there with the big dogs, and how does that make you feel?
It was a lot of fun, man. I feel like if I had a good truck all race. I want to shout out Flyest, Trey, and Dusty. They gave me a good setup. They told me what to do, and then Nick Napa fan, he worked for me a lot today. So I got to give those guys a shout out for helping me out because a lot of these guys in here don't know me because I am new, but I just want to come out here and race clean and have a good race. And I did that today. Got caught up in the early wreck. Went back to 17th and drove my way all the way back to second. And if it wasn't for crew chief telling me to take 4 tires, and that's what it took 2, I think I could have dropped the wedge all the way down. I think I could have had something for Cucumber, but hats off to them. They're faster than me. But yeah, like I said, I gotta shout out the 87 and the 24 for working with me all day.
What are your goals and your expectations for yourself moving forward for the rest of the 2019 truck season while you're here part-time with us?
Just keep running in the top 5. That's all I want to do. Race clean, not try to get into anybody. I know I did yesterday in the Xfinity Series. I didn't mean to. I didn't take any tires and lock them down at the road course, but just try to stay clean and just trying to make some friends out here and let everybody know that I can get up there and win some races.
Well, you proved just that today. You came up a little bit short, but you came up short to the number 1 seeded playoff driver. Hopefully that's a little bit of better for you. Congratulations on your second place finish, and good luck to you later tonight at Canadian Tire.
I appreciate it, man.
That was Jordan Roughton, driver of the number 75 Chevy Silverado, finishing in second here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Going to get a quick word with your third place finisher, also a playoff driver, that being B.J. Thomas. Joining me now in the NOSSCAR commentary booth, driver of the number 99 Chevy Silverado, B.J. Thomas, also a playoff driver, and he had a great race here today. Finished in third, the second highest finishing playoff driver. You got to be happy with that, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling great about it. Gives us a lot of momentum going into Canadian Tire Park, so can't be any more happy.
We know that you're also a road course ace, so definitely we figured you were looking forward to the main event of the evening. What are your goals and your expectations for yourself in tonight's race?
Hopefully capitalize on getting the win, obviously. Hopefully get the pole again, win both stages, and hopefully that last stage goes good for me again.
We also documented a little bit during the broadcast in this race that you're not exactly seeded the highest based on playoff points, but you did what you had to do today to get another playoff point, that third place finish. Do you think that the competition is going to get crazier and crazier as the playoffs roll on?
Yeah, probably. Once we get to that bubble race, you have people making pretty stupid moves. I don't want to say stupid moves, but probably desperate moves, something that hopefully makes him get in the playoffs. I hope that I gotta stay clear of that. So if I can get a win at Canadian Tire Park, I can chill, and then run good at Martinsville and Phoenix for the next round. So that's where I'm looking forward to.
Best of luck to you, and good job on your third place finish.
Thank you.
That was B.J. Thomas, driver of the number 99 Chevy Silverado. We're going to get one last interview here with Jason Armstrong, finishing fourth in this race here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. final interview of the post-race show here for the NASCAR race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Jason Armstrong, the driver of the number 49 Chevy Silverado, parked it at the end of the race in 4th position. Led a lot of laps in this one, and we saw a bit of fuel strategy and pit strategy towards the end, and that really helped you out. Were you trying to make it to the end, or were you just trying to secure the top 5?
I was trying to go for the top 5. Actually, I wanted it closer than that. Dave was running me pretty hard there with I think it was only like 5 laps to go, and I just needed to take a half a can. I was trying to save my tires, and hopefully it didn't work out for me, though.
We saw everything, actually, in this race. We saw 3 wide, we saw bumping and banging, we saw 2x2x2, we saw teammates not working together. Is this something you expected? Boys have at her once the postseason begins?
Oh, yeah, it's got to be like that. And I discovered, it's I just go out when I run the track. I'm not worried about anybody around me. And hopefully, if it plays out right, you'll be right there in the front. Then you got one race, that final race, I'm hoping to be there.
I've noticed as well, at times we don't talk about you too much. We don't hear about you too much in the first stage and the second stage, but you really come around in the final stage. Is that something you do on purpose, or is that just the way it happens sometimes?
No, that's kind of a game plan I got going on, and it seems if you stay out of the wrecks and stay out of trouble, you can be there.
It's an approach that I took to the 2018 Platinum Cup Series season. You sacrifice some stage wins like that, but you get some wins in return sometimes. Good luck to you for the rest of the playoffs, and way to go on your 4th place finish here at Vegas.
You got it, bud. I'll talk to you later.
And that was Jason Armstrong, driver of the number 49 Chevy Silverado. He's got a win this season, 2 last year, and once again, like to mention he made the final 4 round last year for the NOSSCAR Truck Series, looking to do the same once again here in 2019. From all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're going to say so long for now. The NOSSCAR Las Vegas race is in the history books. First playoff race for the 2019 NOSSCAR Truck Series, hosted on NASCAR Heat 3 on the PlayStation 4 console. Head over to NOSSCAR.com for more details. Hit the subscribe button here on the YouTube channel to catch more action and to see who gets crowned 2019 champion.